DayZ just a few days ago announced that they were going to be doing a stream, a 1.26 stream, and today we got to witness it and see all the amazing changes. Here are some of the highlights. It is always nice to see the DayZ developers doing these DayZ streams again, and this time showing off 1.26 did not disappoint. They quickly showed us a lot of features, but one of them stood out to me I want to show you right away, folks, is that we are now going to be able to hunt wolves and collect their heads as wearable cosmetic items on our characters. Mind you, folks, you'll be part of the alpha prey, but I don't think you'll be able to scare away any wolves, but it does look awful cool. One of the ways to get this is to actually try to shoot the wolves in the side or anywhere else but the head, as if you shoot them in the head, it will ruin the prize and you will not be able to collect the wolf head. I think this is a kind of a cool feature because it can show people that you have survived a wolf attack, or just kind of be a fun cosmetic way to roleplay, or even just have a style of choice. One of the next things up is animals. We were able to see the fox in the 1.26 strain, and we're able to get a glimpse at what it looks like in-game, and later on we're able to see Adam actually kill it and successfully lick at its body and harvest it. I will have to say the model in the game that Adam did see is not the fully finished model, which we were able to see a screenshot of it later. This is really cool because DayZ introducing new animals in the game shows they're really invested in trying to make Shemagh, or DayZ Frostline, a truly one-of-a-kind of experience, and giving DayZ itself some new content, not just in the form of cosmetics or new weapons. However, we cannot forget the new Hare that has been introduced in the game. Now, I know you will say, the Hare has always been in the game, I've been able to catch it with a snare trap for quite a while. Well, they finally introduced it into the game as an animated animal, and you're able to actually hunt it rather than just waiting for the snare trap to do it. This is really nice to see because the Hare has always been in the game files, but we've actually never been able to hunt it properly. One of the other cool things, as I was saying, you could actually hunt this with the snare before. They have overhauled most of the traps in the game, giving a better sound and a physical particle effect, allowing you to see and hear when your traps eventually go off or catch something tasty. Another really cool detail they added into butchering and the hunting system is now when you butcher any kind of animal, the meat will be warm, and they have stated that it will cool off over time, so you can tell whether or not someone has recently hunted or butchered an animal in the area. One last thing to mention about animals is wolf and bear meat now is infected, making it harder for you to survive out in the wilderness if all you do is try to hunt bears, because they didn't want, as they said in their own words, a meal ticket coming to you. When you're playing experimental when 1.26 finally comes out, please let them know what you think about this feature and keep an open mind. One of the other cool changes shown today was the changes to the fishing system. Here we can see they found a jig, and the jig acts like a hook and a bait all in one, so you don't have to worry about finding worms or any other kind of bait. It can just go straight to fishing. The other cool thing is now you can make wooden hooks by combining a knife with a stick and get a wooden hook. It's a great entryway into fishing, they say. You can bait your hooks by just dragging a worm over it, no longer needing to do a crafting recipe. Fishing itself has changed overall, and this is for the better. Fishing overall was quite boring, and now the new system allows you to see a particle system where you push the lower left-hand corner, the left mouse click, to hook the fish and pull it right up. This is, again, a welcome change in fishing, making a boring task more efficient in its creativity and its entertainment. While not necessarily a new system if you've been watching the dev blogs, but it is a system nonetheless showed off in the 1.26 stream, is the ability to see the food going from the cold all the way to the warm to the hot stage, and you can even see yourself actually taking damage if you eat too hot of food. Remember now, eating worm food in 1.26 will actually give you a heat buff, so make sure you stay near that fire and eat that warm, delicious food. Another item that they have added into 1.26 is the Shemagh. And if you folks don't know the Shemagh, it comes from a great mod author called Windstride Clothing Pack. This mod author has been recently hired by DayZ, and they have finally included it into Vanilla DayZ. It is a welcome item, and it comes in various colors. One of the cool things about the Shemagh is you are able to attach it to your head or your face. And when you attach it to your face, it makes a really cool looking bandit cosmetic feel to it. And with it being such a medium insulation or a high insulation, it really can give you the warmth that you need in the cold winter nights. One of the other cool things is when you put on the head slot, it keeps the same insulation, but it changes its shape and form, and it looks awfully good because it fully covers the head while leaving a large face opening. And yes, you can equip face masks and other kind of masks in the slot to give yourself more coverage and a more hidden feel. I can see this being beautifully combined with the wolf helm and the face shemagh, giving you a almost badass looking feeling. A smaller but impactful change is now actions are going to have the amount of range of view limited. What that pretty much means is that when you start drinking from a water fountain or other kinds of actions, you will no longer be able to do a 360-degree turn around with your head, but rather only be able to look left to right to a certain degree and not be able to see right behind you or through the back of your head. Whether or not you like this change, it is a change that will spice things up when you're doing actions or trying to drink from a beautiful water pump. One of the cool features they showed off is the terrain visibility along with the object visibility for players. Now, I will put some fears to rest. They have stated that things such as fires, players, cars, bases, and other things will not be affected by this. It is only client side and allows you to see further along the way. One of the small changes, but notable, is inventory sizes are going to be changing in 1.26. Whether that is the capacity of an item or how much inventory an item takes up, they will be adjusted to be slightly smaller in the overall picture. Mind you, Sumrak did say that backpacks should remain largely untouched, but it is good to know ahead of time that inventories may shrink in size and some items may be harder to carry around all the time. A quick note for all my beautiful modding bros out there, they have confirmed, or Sumrak has confirmed, that the vertice count is going to go from 32,000 max to 65,000 max vertices inside of our P3D models. It's a very welcome change, and I'm very, very happy to see it. One of the other systems that have been shown inside of the DayZ 1.26 stream has already been seen in dev blogs, and this is the thermal system for the player. For a long time, we have had the plus symbol next to our thermometer on the player stats, but really didn't understand it. So they've expanded upon it and improved it with multiple plus symbols next to the temperature, showing you the range of the heat buff you have gotten. Previously, we thought it was a 0 or 1 or an on and off situation. You either had the heat buff or you didn't. But further information has come to light that that's actually not the case anymore, and it's going to be a more gradual and over time loss and gain, with eventually reaching a max benefit and losing it all over time. One of the other clothing changes, or rather, should I say, mechanics that is coming into 1.26 is the ability to overheat based off too much clothing. They have taken into account that the maps also have different temperatures based upon what kind of map and where the map is in the world, with Livonia being hotter, Chernarus being kind of in between hot and cold, and Chagall being the coldest, so they have adjusted the vanilla CLE, or the Central Economy, to work with that. So when you're playing Livonia, when you're a fresh spawn, you won't have to worry about finding clothes that are going to make you crazy over hot, because the items that are going to be spawning in Livonia are going to be better suited for the environment and temperature of Livonia, and vice versa for Chernarus and Chagall. This is a welcome change, and I hope they keep expanding on features like this. One of the many things I've started to enjoy is the DayZ streams for more than just their content. I actually like seeing the developers playing the game. I love the humor they have in it, the banter, and the overall approach to actually just sitting down, playing the game, and showing off the content, but also being engaged with the community. They try to answer questions the best they can. They try to tackle any kind of concerns coming up in the chat. And that is a very welcoming experience, because in the past, I've only been joining the dev streams just to see the content. And I find myself getting more and more attached to Majeo, the marketing guy, Adam, and anybody else he brings on to come and play on these DayZ streams. If you folks have never actually sat down and either been on the live stream or watched the video after, there is so much fun and humor going on that it is a wonderful time to see. You can even see funny moments when they're making fun of each other for failing to be survivalists, or even just good at the game, or even using third person to first person. Overall, it's an enjoyable experience, and I, for one, am happy that I get to enjoy it every now and then. I hope you folks enjoyed this video, and